and welcome to Respawn on EAN. Happy New Year if this is the first time you are listening to us this year. My name is Jefta, but we don't call. Today we are going to be speaking about all the games that were released in the month of January. And we have a very wonderful surprise for you at the end of the video. For those of you listening to us on audio, it's available on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and every other podcast platform available. On YouTube, it's at Esports Africa News. Be sure to subscribe, like, and tell your friends about us. Let's get into it. Starting off, we have a game that was locally made, Cowrie Adventures. It was produced by Bawala Studios, which is a team of young creative graduates from Ghana. And this is their first mobile game, and it's a casual African game with rich African art and story. Now in Cowrie's Adventure, pardon me because I said Cowrie Adventure in the beginning, it's Cowrie's Adventure. Now in the game you play as a young man who was destined by the gods to succeed a throne in Jita, which is a place in the Volta region of Ghana. Now the young man did turn it down. Now, for being disobedient, he was thrown into the spirit realm, where he is to serve his punishment and learn how to obey the gods. And so that is the main plot of the game Cowrie's Adventure. It's available on Google Play Store for Android, and so you can check it out. But the game comes with some intriguing features like vertical mode gameplay with stunning, colorful African art, thumb play on mobile, power up to trigger weapons, boss fights, and you get to compete in the Road to Freedom leaderboard, which is worldwide. All you need to do is to install the Play Games services. You can also play offline if you have challenges with your network, and the game is free, like I said, and it's available on the Google Play Store. One of the games that was released in the month of January 2022 was Demon Gaze Extra. Now, the original game was released on January 33rd, 2013 on PlayStation Vita. Now, the initial release made it really difficult to access because other platforms didn't have as much access to it, and you had to only be on Vita in order to make the purchase. The most recent release of the game was available on PlayStation 4, PS Vita, and Nintendo Switch, and it was released on January 6th. Now, the hook of Demon Gaze Extra is obviously capturing demons, and the problem is that the demons are directly linked to the maps, and so there's about 70 or so maps to scavenge, and you have to go through each one in order to finish the game. Now, as you can imagine, there's continuous bouncing between locations and the hub in order to change the lineup. Couple that with the trial and error of playing the game, and you have a bit of a problem trying to find loot, and it solidifies the need to crack down a guide, which is an absolute necessity. Now, according to sources, you have things like, as the title obviously suggests, the game environment being different and being powered up compared to the original, and so that is something you can look out for. You have newly added combat speeding systems, which is added to the automatic movement system as well. You have 4 levels of difficulty to choose from, and that depends on you as a player. According to the same sources, you have challenges like the game taking too long to level up when you start, and just like in the original, character voices only appear at certain events. So if you played the original when it first came out, the latest release is an enhanced version. If you haven't played the original, you can check out the extra, and we obviously had to wait 8 years or so to get the title of extra being added to it. But I mean, it was powered up in all aspects such as graphics, sound, gameplay, and the available platforms to play on. So if you like RPGs, you should definitely check out Demon Gaze Extra. Alright, so the next game we have is Monster Hunter Rise. and January looked like a really good month for RPGs. And this RPG was developed and published for Nintendo Switch and is the 6th mainline installment of the Monster Hunter franchise, which was originally released in March 2021. Now, the release of Monster Hunter Rise was available from January 12th on Nintendo Switch, and currently that's the only platform that it's available on. Capcom has confirmed that the game will eventually make its way to PC very soon. We are unsure when exactly that will be, but we are hoping it will be in the next few months. Monster Hunter Rise is a fairly complex RPG where you're choosing from one of the several weapons with which to hunt increasingly dangerous beasts, harvesting them for materials you need to upgrade and to craft new weapons and armor to take on even more dangerous beasts. Now, the game came with upgrades such as new locations and a whole new story to immerse yourself in. This game is something you should definitely check out, especially if you are into RPGs. Moving on, we have Astroneer, which is a sandbox adventure game that was released through early access in December 2016 before a full release in 2019. Now, the player is tasked with colonizing planets, creating structures, and collecting resources. The game has no set goal or storyline, although each planet holds challenges for players to complete. Now, the game provides a relaxing experience for exploration, obviously. It has 7 unique planets to explore and build on. It has no hardcore survival element, but it's visually pleasing and it's an experience to immerse yourself in at all times. If you're looking for a co-op experience with friends, you can try out Astroneer, which is available on Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. Moving on, we have RP Golf Legends, which is where golf meets role-playing. Now, in RP Golf Legends, an evil force has sealed all the golf holes, and your goal is simply to embark on a fantastic action golfing adventure to save golf. The game is available on Xbox consoles, including Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows 10 devices, Steam, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and it supports cross-buy and the Nintendo Switch. That exactly is what you need to check out if you're into golf and role-playing. One of my personal favorites that was released in January is Rainbow Six Extraction, which was released on January 20th on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox through Game Pass, Stadia, and Luna. Now, Rainbow Six Extraction has been described as thrilling, and it's an update to games in the series like Rainbow Six Quarantine, Rainbow Six Siege, Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Now, in this new release, you either get to pick from 18 Rainbow Six operators, you assemble a squad in co-op of up to 3 operators, or go solo. Now, each operator has a specific set of weapons and abilities to learn, improve, and master through a new progression system. Now, explore 12 custom design maps located across the US, featuring unpredictable challenges that will test your knowledge, cooperation, and tactical abilities. Every incursion is unique thanks to its dynamic variables, the sprawl's behavior, the missions, the enemies, and more. Now, fail and your operators will go missing in action. You need to be prepared to fight a highly lethal and constantly evolving alien threat that's reshaping the battlefield. You must count on your teammates to face 10 plus unique parasitic archetypes, from the elusive tormentor to the daunting apex, with their abilities and randomly occurring mutations that stand in your way. It's my personal favorite because I like Call of Duty and Apex Legends and games where you kill people basically, but now you're killing aliens, and so you should check out Rainbow Six Extraction. Now, this is where I break to make sure that you know those who are behind us and making sure that we are able to bring you Respawn on EAN. We've got Digital Store Ghana, where you can get all your purchases made, purchases relating to your PlayStation 4 or 5, whether it's your PlayStation Store purchase or it's your PSN Plus subscription. You can find all that on Digital Store Ghana. Now, Stats GH are also helping us with statistics that you can find on our website www.esportsafricanews.com. We've got Team Falcon GH, Tema Esports Club, and Jigs Game City GGC, who are organizers of tournaments in Ghana. Now we move on to Windjammers 2, which was released after 25 years. We had to wait 25 years to get a sequel to Windjammers. Now Windjammers 2 keeps the same plot of the original game, which is a sports game made from a top-down perspective in which players must try to throw a frisbee into their opponent's goal while protecting their own. Players can earn 3 or 5 points by landing the frisbee in their opponent's goal in the yellow or red zones respectively. Now you can try to land a frisbee on the floor of your opponent's side to earn 2 points. Players win a set by achieving a certain number of points and win the match by winning the most sets. Now in the game, players select from 10 playable characters, including all 6 returning characters from the original Windjammers. Each character has their own unique attributes, because when you take, for instance, some characters who have more steady control, they have that at the cost of speed to others. So players can compete on 10 different courts, including all 6 courts from the 1994 Windjammers game, and they feature different goal zones and gameplay properties. Both single player and local multiplayer modes are featured, and the game includes an arcade mode where multiple matches are played through championships. Windjammers 2 features cross-platform play between Xbox One and Windows versions. That said, it's available on Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Stadia, and Xbox One, so you should be sure to check it out. Let's do Gunvolt Chronicles, which was released on January 27th on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. Now, in Japan, it's known as White Steel of X2. Gunvolt Luminous Adventure IX2. I don't know whether it's 11.2 or IX2, but with his new spinning blade weapon, the Razor Wheel, which is Copen, who is the protagonist of the game, rips through any enemy standing in his way as he traverses an enormous tower, and he has a wide variety of stages with powerful bosses waiting for him. Luminous Avenger IX2 is set in a parallel world where a dystopian story unfolds in a ruined desert wasteland where only robots exist. Now, characters both familiar and new come together for this exciting story, and features an English voiceover for the very first time in the entire Gunvolt series. So you should be sure to check it out, and if you have any comments or reviews, let us know down below. Last but not least, we have Pokemon Legends Rcs. Now, Pokemon Legends Rcs is another action role-playing game that preserves the core gameplay of past entries in the main line of the series. Now, the game is set in a bygone era of the Sino region's history, when it was known as the Hisui region, long before the events of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and their remakes take place. The mythical Pokemon Arceus will play a major role in the story. Now, players capture wild Pokemon in the overworld without engaging in battle, though some wild Pokemon must still be battled before being caught. Players can initiate battles by releasing their captured Pokemon near a wild Pokemon. Pokeballs in this era are made of wood and puff steam when a Pokemon is caught. Now, at the start of the game, 3 starter Pokemon options are available. Rowlet, which is the grass-type starter Pokemon from the Alola region. Cyndaquil, which is the fire-type starter Pokemon from the Johto region. And Oshawott, which is the water-type starter Pokemon from the Unova region. Now, this makes Pokemon Legends Rcs, the first mainline game to feature starter Pokemon from different regions together. The game is available on Nintendo Switch, so be sure to check it out. Uncharted 4 Legacy of Thieves collection. Now let's start off with the fact that on February 18th we have a movie release, and so that is something that I personally am looking forward to. And so if you don't know what Uncharted is about, you can check out the movie when it comes out to cinemas on February 18th, so you can have a fair idea what the game is about. But we're starting off with the fact that you can upgrade from Uncharted 4 A Thief's End to the latest release of the game, which is Uncharted Legacy of Thieves. Now, other to that, you can also carry over your saved data and your trophy data from the Thieves End on PlayStation 4 to the Lost Legacy on PlayStation 5. The bad news though is the move will limit anyone who owns the physical copy of the game but uses the PS5 digital edition, because there are variations, and the variation is that there's a disc-free console in the form of the PS5 digital edition. So anyone in this position won't be eligible for the discount. Now another important thing to note is that this upgrade is not available to anyone who bought the Uncharted 4 via PlayStation Plus. Now, there hasn't been any word on the PC save integration, as that version of the remaster still only has a 2022 window for its release. That aside, the plot of the game really is very simple, because in order to recover an ancient artifact and keep it out of the hands of a ruthless warmonger, Chloe Fraser must enlist the aid of renowned mercenary Nadine Ross and venture to India's Western Ghats to locate the golden tusk of Ganesh. Now, in Chloe's greatest adventure yet, she must confront her past and decide what she's willing to sacrifice to forge her own legacy. The new release features an exotic mix of urban, jungle, and ancient ruined environment on the southwestern coast of the Indian peninsula. It built on the acclaimed Uncharted franchise gameplay with updated systems and refinements, including cinematic combat, exploration, traversal, complex puzzles, and more. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves is available on Microsoft Windows and PlayStation 5. That said, thank you so much for making time with us. Be sure to subscribe, like, share with your friends. Check out more news at www.esportsafricanews.com. Follow us on all our socials, on Twitter at esportsanews, Instagram, and Facebook and LinkedIn, Esports Africa News. Join us same time next week. Be sure to wait for the next release on Friday, but next week we come to you the same time with a different episode. If you're joining us on our podcast platforms, be sure to subscribe. If you're joining us on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe as well. My name is Jefta Kobidonko. Shouts to my video guy and audio guy, Xavier Donko. Cheers.